In this video, I will show you how to animate a projectile in the GeoLayers plugin for After Effects. Stay until the end and learn step by step how to make a projectile attack from North Korea to South Korea. First, create a new composition and set the duration to 12 seconds. Choose a map style and click Create. I will first go to Settings and turn off Attribution from the bottom left corner position. Position somewhere close to both Koreas, and in the search bar type North Korea and add it to the browser. Do the same for South Korea. Now you need to draw both Koreas on the map. Next, change the colors for the layers. For South Korea, I will use blue. And for North Korea, use red color. Change the mode to soft light. Zoom in the camera and click Finalize. Now we will add a null object in the region of Pyongyang, and for that, click on the place top and change it to null layer. Now in the search bar, type Pyongyang and add it to the browser. Now add that null object. Change the color to yellow. Now we are going to draw the path of the projectile. Select the pen tool and draw the path. Next, select the anchor point tool and while holding the control key, position it to the beginning of the path. Now you need to select the 3D layer and then move so the beginning of the path is in the null object. Add trim path. At 6 seconds, click the stopwatch next to end and set it to 100. Then move to the first frame and set it to 0. Easy ease the first frame. Add turbulent displace effect and change the size to 8 and complexity to 10. Open contents, then stroke, and then taper. Change the parameters so the beginning of the projectile path is thinner and the end is thicker to look more realistic. Next, select the ellipse tool and draw a circle. Remove the stroke and add white fill. Now again, select the anchor point tool and position it in the center of the circle. Select the 3D layer and center it to the null object. Now go to the shape layer of the projectile path and click the stopwatch. Then copy that keyframe. Go to the position of the projectile layer and on the first frame, paste it. You see that our projectile is not on the same path as the projectile path layer, but we will fix it now. First, Move the second keyframe of the position to 6 seconds. And ease the first frame. Now, while position is selected, move our circle to the null object. I will change the size to 75. Next, deselect 3D layers for both projectile layers. Right-click on the path layer and pre-compose it. Select 3D layers again and parent the projectile with the pre-composed layer and the pre-composed layer with the world map comp anchor. Now, you can add the deep glow effect to our projectile head. If you don't have it, that's okay. You can animate without it. Now you can rotate the projectile path to get a 3D look. Once, when you are happy with the result, return the layers of North and South Korea to soft light. I will animate the deep glow effect in the moment of the explosion. Select the stopwatch next to exposure and move a few frames in the timeline, then set it to 10 and again move a few frames and set it to 0. I will also change the opacity to 0 after the explosion. Now you need to add an explosion animation. In the description, you can find a link for that animation. Add the color key effect and remove the green screen. Position the explosion at the end of the projectile path at the moment when it hits the ground. You should add a 3D layer and rotate it to look more realistic in the space. Next, double-click to open the pre-composed path to change the length and width of the projectile path through the time. First, click the stopwatch next to the offset, turbulence, and move to the last frame and change it. Then change the start and end of the length and width parameters. You can temporarily add some object behind to more easily see what you are doing. Once when you are happy with the result, delete that object. The last thing I added is the Lumetri color effect to the world map comp. Change the saturation and contrast. Hit finalize, and that's it. If you liked the video, please hit like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comment them under the video.